Hello, my name is Chowren, and this is a video about how to kill Sindragosa on the 25-player heroic difficulty setting. I know I've uploaded videos of Sindragosa before, and the only real difference here is that I am now Alliance, and I'm in a different guild. And I'm providing tutorial. I was debating on leaving the original audio for this, and I finally decided to leave it and then add additional commentary. So if you hear somebody furiously spamming their keys, that's me, and if you hear somebody else's voice, then that's going to be the raid leader talking. On Molten, if she doesn't initially aggro when she lands on this terrace where you fight her here, then she's not going to aggro at all until you actually attack her. So you have plenty of time for everybody to get in position and figure out where everybody's going to stand and what you're going to do. You start the fight normally, but soon you're going to notice that people are getting stacks of one of two debuffs. Melee are going to have to watch out for a debuff called Chill to the Bone. It's relatively harmless, but you want to make sure you don't get too many stacks of it. You get it by attacking the boss. And if you get more than 10 or so, you're going to start taking some serious damage. But again, unless you're a rogue, you're probably not going to attack enough to have to really worry about it. Ranged DPS, specifically casters, are going to have to watch out for a debuff called Unchained Magic, and this one is pretty serious. Basically what it does is it turns you into a bomb that does AoE damage to the entire raid. When you get it, what you're going to do first is move immediately out of the raid group. If you don't, you might accidentally go off and AoE the whole raid group. It's a huge strain on the healers, and it can easily cause a wipe. This is again on heroic difficulty. On normal, it only damages yourself. On heroic, you do need to make sure you move out. You can do a few spells intermittently when you have it, but if you do anything much more than that, you're probably going to die. And the only way you can survive it is by using maybe bubble or something like that. Additionally, you also have to watch out for an ability she uses called Grip. What she's going to do is she's going to suck everybody into the middle of where she's standing, and then you'll have a couple seconds, and then she'll do an AoE. So what everybody needs to do is once they get pulled in, they immediately need to run out. So if you're a hunter, you can use disengage, you can blink out of there, warlocks can use their teleport, paladins, just be thankful that you have Pursuit of Justice, and just run out quickly. Also as a paladin, there's a couple things that you can do to really help everybody out here. Whoever's using Frost Aura, which you should definitely have running here if you have any paladin at all, they should use Aura Mastery right after she casts Grip and right before the AoE goes off. This can save anybody who is slow to run out of the AoE due to latency or due to lack of paying attention. Second thing you can do if you really want to top your DPS off is remember that you have Holy Wrath, Consecrate, and Judgment that can all be used without actually facing the NPC. So you can cast these as you're running away, and then once you're safely at range, you can turn around and use Exorcism on the boss, and that'll keep your DPS very high. Also remember, don't let your stacks of Vengeance or Corruption fall off. I don't do this in every grip she does in this fight, but I was a trial, so I'm trying to survive more than top the charts. But if you really want to rock the meters, that's how you do it. At 35%, the final phase of the fight starts, and this is where she's going to remain on the ground for the duration of the fight. From now on, you're going to slowly get a debuff that increases your damage taken. To get rid of it, what you're going to have to do is line of sight it. And to do this, you're going to use the Frost Tombs just like you did in the air phase. What's going to happen is, one person's going to get marked, and they're going to get tombed. So what we recommend that you do is have everybody group up on either her front or her back paw, and then wait for the person to get marked, and that person runs out of the raid group and runs to the opposite paw. And then once they get marked, the entire raid, minus the tank, can run behind that tomb and use that to line of sight the debuff that you get. Once 3 or 4 seconds goes by, you will have cleared your stack. Tanks can stand a decent amount of stacks of this debuff, especially if they're using resist gear, which is optional. But it's far better to just play it safe and have them switch out. What you need to do is have the off tank come in once their stacks are cleared and the main tank's at 4 or 5 or so. And then they can run in, taunt the boss, and the main tank goes, and then they clear their stacks, and then they just repeat that over and over again and have the tanks switch on and off. Remember that you still have to deal with everything that you had to deal with in the first phase. That means Grip, Unchained Magic, and Chill to the Bone. I've also heard, but I can't personally confirm it since I primarily play a melee DPS, that if you stand behind the Frost Tomb, you won't get pulled in whenever she does Grip. But I'm not sure whether that's true or not. I haven't tested that out. If you're ranged, you might want to try that. keep in mind, during this fight, there are a lot of things that can kill you pretty quickly. Whether it's Unchained Magic, or it's the Frost Tomb not being line-of-sighted properly, or too many stacks of Chill to the Bone, or too many stacks of Mystic Buffet. Whatever it is, there are a lot of things that can kill you quickly. So just play conservatively, and then you should be fine. It's not a DPS race, it's all about survival. So hopefully this is helpful, and enjoy your kill.